Yo, what is good, YouTube? I'm back to back with this shit. Today, I'm going to be talking about the first time I ever did some coke and Molly. This story right here takes place. I had a very weird time in my life because I was 16 at the time, but I just kind of wasn't in like the best headspace. I was really just doing everything out of spite and not really just like enjoying myself, enjoying my time, or anything like that, dude. But time was definitely had, and boy oh boy did that Molly fucking hit me in a way that I could never explain. But that's why I got the story time for you guys today, and let's get into this.
If I could mix it with vodka.
Off with all of this. I was going to the gym a lot at the time. I was actually doing very well, but sometimes I tend to just like sit there and like fucking mask everything and be like, oh yeah, I'm chilling, and in reality I'm not really. And at the time I was hanging out with a really close friend of mine, but today we're gonna give him a special name. We were hanging out with John. Okay, now John is known to do pretty wild shit. John used to sell drugs, like still does. He was always just that friend. Like if you ever needed to, go out, do something and like experiment, like you hit up fucking John. John knew where to go. He knew everybody. Like John was that guy. Okay. Well, one day we're with the homie John, and we're gonna say Michael. Okay, and Michael's driving around his Challenger, his blue Challenger. Okay, and Michael doesn't really do anything other than rip the vape time to time. Like, even to get him to rip the vape, it took a really long time, okay? But we're with Mikey and John, dude, and basically, we're just bound to get into some bad shit, because I remember John was like, hey, Nate, do you want to try some Molly or some Coke? I was kind of skeptical, because coming from John, I was like, why not? What's the worst that could fucking happen, okay? What is the worst that could happen? Alpha MD. All right, guys. Anyways, let's not get mad at myself now. That was pretty stupid of me. Thank God I never did it again after this experience, but still, that would have been so bad if I just kept doing it. Anyways, we're hanging out. It's probably like 4 o'clock, right? And I remember I'm wearing this pink hat and my security t-shirt. I don't know what the fuck I was wearing, to be honest, but it was you remember the stuff you wear when you do fucking drugs like that. But anyways, okay, we're all hanging out, and Mikey's like, dude, I got an open pad, like, you guys want to do whatever, like, feel free. And at this moment in time, dude, I'm like sitting there and I'm like, this Coke and Molly's talking to me. I'm like, fuck it, dude, I might as well go all in, right? Well, before that even all happened, okay, we had to go pick it up from this guy. We're gonna call him fucking, I don't know, dude. We'll just call him the dealer, okay? Well, the dealer pulled up to his pad, and we're getting like 0.5 of Molly. A 0.5 is like, it's a little baggy, but if you know Molly, that's low-key a lot of Molly. And on top of that, too, we had Coke. So we were just like on a sick-ass one. Like, we were probably doing shit we probably should have never been doing at the fucking ripe age of 16. But anyways, that wasn't even the problem at that moment in time. We were like, fuck it, we just want to get high, okay? So we're sitting like in the living room of Mikey's house, okay, and John whips this shit out, right? Starts breaking it up, okay, and he's like, oh yeah, we're gonna snort it, like, this is how you do it. And keep in mind, the only thing I've snorted at this moment in time was like Adderall, okay, and like fucking Ritalin. I know it sounds crazy, but I used to just do stupid ass shit, just for the thrill of it. I was just living my life as I thought, okay? That was not really living my life. I was super depressed. Like, that shit sucked. But anyways, he ends up cutting it up, and I watch him snort it like the first few times because I'm skeptical as fuck. My mom would always tell me, like, there's fentanyl out there, fentanyl. So I'd be like, okay, whatever. I won't do it, okay? Well, when I'm with John, I just get these balls, okay? Balls of steel. Balls that I don't know how I get them, but I get them. And Mikey always looks out for me, and he's always like, dude, you don't got to do that stuff. Like, just chill. I didn't know what chilling was when I was 16, unfortunately, and I had to learn the hard way. But he ends up doing this a few times, and finally, like, on the third time, it's like 7 o'clock now. And when you're on Molly, you get hella horny. So this guy's inviting, like, girls over, like, all this shit, okay? Well, keep in mind, I've never done this, so when I do it, it literally hits me damn near almost instantly. I remember sitting there, and I just have this euphoria going on with, like, a fuck ton of energy. It's like I just drank, like, 12 monsters, dude. It was wild, okay? I felt like a wild beast. And it was one of the coolest feelings of my life. But then again, it was so temporary because shortly after I take it, I didn't realize that it doesn't last too long, like the coke especially. And when you're on the both of them at the same time, it is like, I don't know how to explain it. It's a wild combination. It feels like you're literally mixing like Reese's Pieces in like milk together, dude. It's like, wow, this is bust, but it's so bad for you. Anyways, I'm pinged out, as they say, right? I'm like dancing to Playboy Cardi. I'm having a blast. My homie's in the other room, John, you know. He's getting active, wild with these 2 girls. Yeah, 2, I said. That guy was straight player pimp. You know, he's still alive to this day. We still talk all the time. But he was, you know, getting down, doing what he had to do. And I'm just sitting there in the bathroom looking at myself like, holy fuck. I'm sure I have videos and stuff of me doing that. I will maybe put one in here. I really don't know. It just seems really like personal. But at the same time, you know, that's my whole YouTube channel. It's based on my personal experiences and, you know, just shit like that. So basically, I take it. I end up having like a pretty good time. I ended up waking up with my ex-girlfriend. Surprisingly, not really. Me and my ex-girlfriend at the time were so back and forth that it honestly kind of made sense. Because I remember I ended up taking it and I was like, dude, I need to see you, yada, yada, yada. Well, I didn't want to snort the Molly anymore, so I put it in my mouth, okay? Shit you not, I'm making out with my girlfriend, or she is my girlfriend again. This was like 2 years ago. So anyways, we're making out. I got her fucking high off the Molly just by making out with her, dude. And I was like, what the fuck? I literally was Molly God for the night. And honestly, it was a wild experience, dude. I don't think I've ever had anything as crazy as when I've done both of those on the same night. And I remember I wake up the next morning, okay, because I just had a pretty good time overall. You know, it wasn't a bad experience. It was just I did it, okay. I wake up in the morning and I'm like butt-ass naked, okay, and like literally all my feelings that I was feeling, like, oh, that feel-good happiness went away so fast because I wake up in the morning and it felt like I got hit in the head with a fucking sledgehammer, okay. This sledgehammer just fucking was holding like above me in the morning, right, and just beating me to death. I literally was so sad. I don't know why. Oh, I do know why now, because my fucking serotonin and all my receptors were literally like fried out in one night because I decided to do shit ton of Molly. But yeah, I literally thought I was never gonna be happy again. I was sitting there like, dude, am I gonna die? Like, is this what suicide feels like? Like, I genuinely don't know what was going on in my head at the time, but it wasn't anything good because clearly, what the fuck was I doing? 16 years old, and keep in mind, me and my mom have always had a pretty good relationship, you know, ever since I got caught smoking weed for the first time. Like, she's always just been, like, very loving towards me, like, never, you know, just, like, holding shit against me, and me and her are very open with each other. Normally, I tell her about all the stuff I do, and for the first time, I was scared, you know, and I never actually told her about this night because it was just simply one of those things where I thought she would really look at me differently because my mom grew up in a time where that shit, well, I mean, it still is Schedule 1 drug, but, like, it was really not, like, too glorified at all. It was very just, like, that's fucking bad. I mean, she grew up in the 80s, so, like, the coke era, but still, like, I wasn't gonna tell my mom, hey, mom, I just did some fucking blow. So, I'm, like, sad as shit, okay? I'm, like, trying to live my life, right? And nothing was working. I was sitting there, dude, and I was like, I'm so stupid, yada, yada, yada. Moral of the story is I should have never taken that shit because it really did change my aspect on life, and it just showed me that honestly drugs are not the answer to all your problems. Like, if you have problems, go out and try and face it. Don't try and stuff it down with a pill or a bottle for that matter too. Like, there's a lot of things in life that you could learn from and a lot of things in life that you just shouldn't do, and that right there is such a scary experience because not having that feeling of like, oh, I'm gonna be okay for like weeks on end is such a weird feeling. Like, you're so used to being like, okay, I'm safe, like, it'll be all right. But when you take that shit, dude, you will feel like fucking retarded. Like, you literally so dumb. Like, it is one of those things where it's like, damn, why did I do that? And that's why I'm making this commentary today on why you probably shouldn't do it. Now, okay, I'm not trying to be like, oh my god, fucking don't do it, because I did it, right? The moral of the story is, if you're gonna do it, like, make sure you're very good, like, you know, like, financially, mentally, because that shit will put you in a pit of literally like denial, like just straight everything you've lived like is not real. Like I don't know if it was derealization, but then again, I've never really had that. I've smoked a ton of weed. I've done stupid ass shit, and that has never been the case. So yeah, I really don't know what went wrong there, but at the same time, guys, experiment at your own safety. That's all I'm gonna say. And yeah, guys, that was the story time about how I did coke and molly in the same night with John and Mike. And honestly, it was a wild night, dude. Woke up with the ex-girlfriend, had a blast, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the story time. This is NX One Hand. I know I have my YouTube channel as Tay1 right now. I mean, I just make music under that name. I don't really know what I'm gonna go by on this YouTube shit, to be honest. I'm just gonna let it fall into place. But yeah, I thank all you guys for watching these videos, and I'm gonna keep pushing these out and being as consistent as possible because this is something I truly like to do. And yeah, guys, just give me constructive criticism on what I could change in the videos or what I should change. But other than that, I really do appreciate you guys for hearing my story out, and have a great day.